Right, let's get in a word from our associate editor Atir Khan, who's joining us live from the national capital. Atir, explosive revelations being made by the HOD of the Forensics Department at AIIMS, and this is fast turning into a political controversy now.
Well, absolutely, it has become a very controversial issue now. Now, since that the health minister sought a report from the AIIMS director, this case is getting murkier by the day. But this is going to help clear the mystery of what actually happened, whether Dr. Gupta had to give in, or did he compromise in the autopsy or the forensic finding, or did he not? But that doesn't seem to be the case, because his findings were that there were traces of poisoning in her body, and in cases of poisoning it is mostly unnatural death. But then these are very startling revelations that there were pressures being applied on him to ensure that this case appears to be that of natural death. But then once this report is submitted with the health minister, this is going to clear up many doubts which have appeared after these revelations.
Right, and Atir, the Delhi police has now asked for a third opinion in the matter, but several scientists also saying it will be difficult to find the exact cause of death so long after the incident took place. We'll continue tracking developments. Stay on with us. We're also getting in a reaction from Shashi Tharoor, who refused to comment over claims made by the AIIMS doctor. All right, these are pictures of Shashi Tharoor driving away, refusing to speak to the media after explosive revelations were made by the HOD of the Forensics Department at AIIMS, Dr. Sudhir Gupta, that he was pressurized to change the forensics report. Atir Khan, associate editor, is with us live from the national capital. Atir, when Sudhir Gupta claims that he was pressurized to change the report, who is he actually blaming?
Well, he's clearly saying that two very influential ministers in the UPA government were exerting pressure on him via the director to ensure that the findings are fudged, they are manipulated in some way. But then there are two aspects of the story. One is the political aspect, that ministers putting pressure on the forensic experts or the doctors to manipulate their reports. The other one is whether Dr. Gupta compromised or not in his findings. He's a very senior forensic expert, and his findings were that there were traces of poison in Sunanda Pushkar's body, which means that it was a case of unnatural death. However, this revelation is very, very important. It throws a light on the way the system operates, and this, if it happens in an institute like AIIMS, one can imagine what will happen in the rest of the country.
All right, Atir, thanks so much for those details. We'll continue tracking developments with you. The Delhi police, meanwhile, has sought a third opinion in the Sunanda Pushkar case to ascertain the cause of her death. After contradictions in AIIMS and CFSL reports, the Delhi police has asked a forensic science lab to carry out advanced tests to ascertain the role of Alprax in Sunanda's death. Experts, however, say there are chances the cause of her death may never be known. The FSL has formed a panel of 3 experts to examine the case. And sources are also telling us that Sunanda's viscera report directly contradicts her autopsy report. Sources say her viscera report not only rules out the presence of any poison in Sunanda's body, but also finds no trace of any anti-anxiety drug Alprax in her stomach at the time of her death. The autopsy report had concluded that she died of drug poisoning and indicated the presence of Alprax. If the viscera report is to be believed, then Sunanda either took the pills as per prescribed dose, or the strips that investigators found in her hotel room were planted to mislead investigations. This is the big story we're tracking here on Headlines today. 7 months after her death at a Delhi luxury hotel, the mystery over what killed Sunanda Pushkar has just received an explosive twist. The top government doctor who conducted the post-mortem on Congress leader Shashi Tharoor's wife says he was directly pressurized to pronounce the cause as natural.
नहीं, मुझे जो बोलना था, जो कॉम्पिटेंट, आई एम ए गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट, जो मुझे बोलना था वो मैं बोल चुका हूँ कॉम्पिटेंट प्लेस पे. प्लीज.
The head of the Forensics Department of AIIMS stirring a hornet's nest. Dr. Sudhir Gupta claiming that he was pressurized to give a tailor-made report in the case of Sunanda Pushkar's death. Headlines today exclusively accessing this letter written to the Health Minister by Dr. Gupta, which clearly states there was a conspiracy to oust him as the head of the department just 3 days before the new government was formed. Moreover, revealing the pressure on him to call Sunanda Pushkar's death natural. Gupta has filed an affidavit in the Central Administrative Tribunal stating he could not muster the courage of openly placing the facts in black and white because of the pressure on him.
मैं इस पे कोई कमेंट नहीं करना चाहता हूँ और इट इज ए लीगल मैटर, सीरियस इश्यूज हैं. आई कैन नॉट शेयर विद द मीडिया एंड नो कमेंट, सॉरी. नहीं, मुझे जो बोलना था, जो कॉम्पिटेंट, आई एम ए गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट, जो मुझे बोलना था वो मैं बोल चुका हूँ कॉम्पिटेंट प्लेस पे. प्लीज.
Interestingly, Dr. Gupta's disclosure comes at a time when he has been slapped with charges of plagiarism and misconduct. But as of now, there seems to be no clarity.
नहीं मैं नहीं देता उस पे. तो उसमें ये है कि अरे नहीं यार, मेरा मतलब नहीं, मेरा विषय नहीं, मेरे से क्यों किसी लेटर लिखा था आपको डॉक्टर ने, लिखा होगा किसी ने.
Sunanda Pushkar was found dead in a 5-star hotel in Delhi just days after she was engaged in a verbal spat with Pakistani journalist Meher Tarar on Twitter, suspecting her of having an affair with her husband. The visceral report of Sunanda had hinted towards drug poisoning. A startling twist in the mysterious case of Sunanda Pushkar only deepening with these explosive revelations. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Right, let's get in a word from our editor SIT Deepak Sharma, who's also joining us live from the national capital. Deepak, it'll be extremely difficult for scientists to actually ascertain the cause of death 7 months after the incident took place. What are we seeing as far as investigations on that front are concerned?
Simi, actually there is a sudden development yesterday evening, Dr. Sudhir Gupta, the head of the forensics department, he has personally gone to the South Block PMO and he has written a complaint to Narendra Modi. He had got it personally received. In that complaint he has written that all is not well with AIIMS, and he has hinted clearly on the post-mortem reports of Sunanda Pushkar, which he says alleges that it has been managed. He was pressured. Dr. Gupta now wants, he seeks a thorough investigation into this case, that what really went wrong and how the reports were being pressurized to be managed. So it has taken a new turn, and if we go by the Delhi police sources, there will be a third medical board which will examine the viscera report as well as the videography of the autopsy conducted by the medical board, whose chairman was Dr. Sudhir Gupta.
All right, Deepak Sharma, thanks so much for that update. Deepak reporting that Sudhir Gupta has now approached Prime Minister Narendra Modi, alleging all kinds of irregularities in the Premier Institute. We'll continue tracking developments. Thanks so much for that latest.